Dear learner, welcome to our revision series for CASNEB Certified Secretaries Human Resource Management paper. My name is Dr. Evan Sagwa and I welcome you to this revision series. We are going to look at the CASNEB Human Resource Management paper for CPAs Part 3 Section 5, November 2016, Human Resource Management. We will be looking at initially the case study and then the other questions. The question on the case study requires that the candidate reads the question and answers the questions that follow. So we'll read the question, case study. Question 1, you are the Human Resource Director of ABC Enterprises Limited. During the last 2 years, the organization's profits have been on a downward trend, and this has resulted in rumors through the grapevine that retrenchment might happen sooner than later. The Chief Executive Officer, CEO, who is also the majority shareholder of the organization, has summoned you to his office to discuss the general performance of the employees of the organization, which seems to have slackened over the last few months, leading to decline in profits. The CEO started the conversation by stating that there must be a change immediately to address the issue. The CEO suggested that the first department to be scrapped was the Human Resource Department because, according to him, what the department does is clerical work which could as well be handled by any other person. In addition to getting rid of the Human Resource Department, the CEO was of the view that employees were also enjoying too many welfare benefits which he felt were reducing the profits of the organization. In order to cut costs, the CEO directed that all employees' welfare benefits be scaled down. As the Human Resource Director, your attempt to explain to the importance of the Human Resource Department in the organization was ignored by the CEO. The CEO's parting shot in this one-sided conversation ended with an ultimatum that if you think the Human Resource Department was important to the organization, then you only have 24 hours to prove it. Otherwise, the whole department would be dissolved. Required: A, explain 6 ways in which the Human Resource Department contributes towards the achievement of organizational goals, 12 marks. B, discuss 6 consequences that an organization is likely to experience in case of employee separation, 12 marks. C, evaluate 4 benefits of labor welfare services to an organization, 8 marks. Then D, evaluate the leadership style of the CEO of ABC Enterprises Limited, 8 marks. Then the total marks for the case study are 40 marks. Before answering the question, it is important to appreciate that a case study question provides a background on the basis of which the candidate is able to understand the concepts, is also able to see different dimensions of the subject and the case and the aspects that have been brought there. Like in this case, it has mentioned several aspects: the issue of the CEO not being for the aspect of welfare for workers, the issue of the human resource function not delivering according to the CEO, the issue of scaling down of services. So the questions that have been asked may elicit responses from the case study, and it may also require the candidate to use their knowledge in terms of their understanding to be able to respond to the questions. So the first question, that is question 1A, we can be able to look at a sample response. Question 1A, the question requires that the candidate explain 6 ways, in which the human resource department contributes towards the realization or achievement of organizational goals. And this question has 12 marks. Before attempting the question, it is important for us to appreciate that the human resource department in an organization is one of the department, one of the functions that may be assisting the organization towards the overall organizational goals that might be there. But in this case, the human resource department concentrates with the aspect of workers who are the most important resource that any organization can have. And the examiner here requires that the candidate should explain 6 ways in which the human resource department may contribute towards the achievement of organizational goals. Like in this case of the company that we are looking at in the case study, ABC Enterprises Limited, the organization is realizing that profits are going down. So the human resource department is supposed to contribute towards enhancement of the profitability of the organization. So it is possible to say that through training and development of employees, the human resource department can be able to contribute towards the achievement of the profitability of ABC company by ensuring that the employee training needs, employee development needs are bridged to ensure that the company can be able to produce products that can be able to enhance its competitiveness in the market, and by so doing, realizing profitability of that particular organization through employee skills, employee development in terms of attitudes, and skewed towards performance and also quality of products. Secondly, an organization requires to have a conducive environment. So the human resource department contributes towards a conducive working environment. The human resource department or the human resource function assists an organization to be able to manage cordial employee-employer relations, and through these employee-employer relations that are cordial with the minimal industrial action that takes place, like in cases of strikes, the human resource department is able to ensure that workers concentrate on their work without having to have delays and waste of time, and by so doing, realization of organizational goals. Thirdly, through attraction of high caliber workers, the human resource department is able to attract high caliber employees who have the knowledge, who have the attitudes, who have the skills, like in the case of ABC Limited, to ensure that these particular employees are able to be attracted to this particular organization through the human resource department, apply for jobs in this particular organization, work for this organization, and ensure the organization achieves their objective of being a market leader or enjoying a market share within the market within which they operate, and so on. The other aspect, maintenance of employees. Through the human resource department, An organization is able to provide welfare facilities, is able to provide maintenance of employees, is able to ensure that employees are provided for to be able to sustain them within that particular organization. So that's the fourth way through which an organization will maintain employees in an organization in good health to ensure they are able to work and realize their objectives and targets as individuals, and by so doing, realization of organizational goals and targets of that particular entity. Then number 5, statutory compliance. Statutory compliance. The human resource department or the human resource function in an organization ensures that an organization deducts from employees' earnings their income tax, tax, and remits the same to Kenya Revenue Authority. They also deduct, where applicable, National Hospital Insurance Fund deductions and send to the National Hospital Insurance Fund. They may also deduct NSSF deductions and send to National Social Security Fund to ensure that the organization is in good books with the law, to ensure statutory compliance instead of getting the wrath of these organizations that are supposed to maintain the law as far as working environment is concerned, and also aspects like Occupational Safety and Health Act, OSHA, so they comply with the requirements to ensure the work environment is safe, free of hazards, and workers work very well, and there are no disruptions because of occupational accidents and non-compliance with the law. And in so doing, an organization can be able to maintain itself and be able to achieve its objectives. Then finally, we can say an organization may be able to carry out performance management processes where the organization is able to carry out the performance management cycle of fixing targets. Now, these targets that are fixed for employees, employees are taken through the process of ensuring that they are supported. They realize these particular targets. They realize their targets as departments, as sections, and organizations also realize their targets as entities in relation to performance management processes, which also include the performance appraisals that take place within these particular organizations. So this question required that the candidate provides an explanation of 6 ways in which the Human Resources Department contributes towards the realization of company goals. Now, company goals can be varied. An organization may want, for example, to enjoy a market share. An organization can, for example, want to be competitive. An organization may want, for example, to expand its business, expand operations. An organization may want to diversify its production lines. So in attempting this question, it is important that when the candidate is attempting the question, the responses are given and examples drawn from these goals that the organization is able to achieve, so that you can link Human Resource Department contribution towards achievement of organizational goals for maximum marks for that particular question. And in this case, training and development, an employee in an organization who is developed is able to work efficiently, and those particular goods and products trained workers produce are able to endear the organization to its market. The organization is able to expand its market share, and by so doing, the organization achieves its objectives. So candidates are expected to be able to demonstrate their understanding in this kind of questions in relation to how the Human Resource Department contributes towards realization of the overall organizational objectives, because the Human Resource Department does not exist for the purpose of just existing, but for the purpose of providing support to the other operational departments, and more importantly, ensuring that workers are used to the optimum, because motivated workers who are assigned proper work, workers who work and they are properly maintained, properly attracted, They are competitive, the conducive environment they work in is good. Such workers can be able to make an organization operate differently and be able to achieve its targets in that particular market. So that is a sample response for our question 1A for the case study in relation to ABC Enterprises Limited, in which the CEO had wanted an explanation in relation to what functions the Human Resource Department does.